Right, I'm going to quickly show you how I make red bell pepper soup. Very quick, very simple, and I just want you all to know that. I compost everything, so that's why we have that around the bin here. And I use 4 red bell peppers, 2 of the tomato sauce. I just get that at Costco. Some garlic. I do not have enough garlic here. Obviously the way when I'm deciding how to do this today. No, not enough garlic, but I will salt that. So I'm just chopping the pepper and I'm rough chopping it. I'm just getting rid of any of the little white inside bits that hold on the seeds. Very easy. And I do not need to worry about how I am doing this, chopping this, because I'm actually going to liquidize it. So I'm literally putting it all in there as I cut the peppers here. I tend to cut them down the line. So as you can see, it's very quick as I there, so just take that off. I can actually just rip that one. We are not stressing over any of the chopping. Now I am once again made the decision to quickly make this video today, and I do not have any fresh chili peppers. You know what, that might not be true. I might go and see if I can pick some from my garden. There might be some ready. So I would quite happily use dried today. And normally I make this a totally vegetarian dish. Because it can be, but for convenience right now I do not have any vegetable stock in. I must have used up the last one and not replaced it. Since we're not vegetarians in our house, I just try and make sure we have meals that are. I'm just going to use chicken stock, and that's going to be fine for my household, but obviously vegetable stock works very well. Oops, got another pepper here. And when it's my own peppers, which these are not, although some of mine are ready, so I'm just going to grab myself a smaller knife. Then it is, you don't have to worry about the seeds because they've made it. Certainly this is true in America. Oh, there goes the rubber. You can't plant from these seeds, so you have to buy more, which I think is a very sad fact of life. But that's the varieties they've made. You know, I don't know if that's true with my own peppers. I'm going to have to find out, actually. But I do have peppers out there ready. They're still green, and I am doing a red bell pepper soup. So it won't be much longer before actually I can be totally using my own peppers anyway. So that is good. So there you go, 4 peppers in there. We're going to quickly throw the onion in as well, and just keep composting. Just going to taken off. And I'm doing lots of bits and pieces. Sometimes what I do is I just put a piece of kitchen towel here. This kitchen towel compost. It also makes it easier for me to there we go. Let's just get that outer edge off. Do the same with this one. Like that. And take, and I never feel like I'm wasting any onion because of course I'm composting. So that just makes my life very easy. Doing an onion, just in case you slip the knife, you want it to actually give it a flat edge. And let's just throw as much as we can in there. There we go. Do the next one. Nothing tricky about doing fresh soup for lunch. As I said, bread's on. I think a rosemary bread goes beautifully with this. Which again, I'm composting, so it's easy for me. So same with the garlic. Now this is where a little bit of kitchen towel is definitely advantageous. Of course, I don't have much garlic here. I'm not chopping it. I don't need to because I'm just going to cook all of this and then I'm going to liquidize it down once it's soft enough, and then I'm going to keep it mulling over, simmering really, not going too heavy. So there we go. And as I said, I'm using this tomato sauce. It's just, it's not quite passata, which would just be sieved tomatoes. This does actually have some bell peppers in it. It does have some sea salt, bay leaf, everything in there. So it does have a little bit of something else, but this just happens to be what I always keep in. So I've thrown that in the pot. I'm just going to open the stock, and I'm going to put a little in the can first and just swirl it round and get the last of that. I don't see any reason as to why I would want to. See? Now I can put those on there. I can put that on there. Put that little tag on that pepper. And here we go. Now, for me, I'm basically done. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to add this stock. As I said, I happen to have a chicken stock going in today. Normally, actually, it would be a vegetable stock. So, let's get these in the bin. Right, so now what we have to do is let that warm up and start cooking. And as soon as it's softened down, just enough, it won't be fully cooked, but as soon as it's softened down, I am going to use my dicer and just get it all done. So get that all ready. So as you can see, it doesn't take long. Now I do season mine a little bit, not a lot, because it will come down to personal preference. I like Himalayan salt. I'm quite addicted to Himalayan salt. So we'll just give it a little, not a lot, because we want to actually be able to taste it all first. As I said, I might nip out to my garden and see if I do have chili pepper ready that I could take off. But if not, I would just put one in there, but we are not great at heat in this house. Then you can use dried chili pepper. So I'm hoping you can hear me above the fan, but clearly this is bubbling, so we need it to take that out of my kitchen. Very hot here today in Texas. I am going to just sprinkle a little bit of this in, and I would say probably about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. And I'm going to put in the second container. I assume it's a litre. Do you know what? I don't know what it is. 32 fluid ounces. So for America, that is 2 pints. I know I maybe go on about that and keep popping that up, but pint in Britain is 20 ounces and in America it is 16 ounces. So that makes a difference. Right. So I'm just going to stir the chili powder in. But as I said, generally speaking, it's a fresh chili. I do actually have them all growing at the moment, which makes making our own salsa good. And the same with the tomato sauce that I put in. Once my tomatoes are flowing in abundance out there, I have 16 plants this year, I will actually be putting fresh tomato sauce in there. And I'll do another video on how to do that. Once again, very simple, but so nice, so nice. So anyway, I'm just going to let this boil. I'm going to set the timer now for 5 minutes, and then we will liquidize it down, and that will be us pretty much ready to eat it, although we're not going to in this house. It's maybe another hour until I serve lunch, so it will have time actually to sit there and let the flavours mingle together. Right, that's us at the end of the 5 minutes. So in total now it's had about 15 minutes just to soften everything up, turn the heat down. I don't want it boiling furiously, and I'm just going to literally liquidize it down. Now I do take it so it is very smooth. That's because my 12-year-old doesn't actually like lumps in his soup. But that's personal preference. You do not have to. And the other thing, if I was doing this for a dinner party, I may well have roasted the red peppers first and then put them in. Gives it a different flavour, very nice. But also I could have kept one of those back, sliced it very thinly, and it would be part of the garnish, which is nice. So as you can see, I'm just going to turn up the, it's breaking it all down now, it is soft enough. And then I'm going to turn it onto low and let it just simmer very gently for about 20 minutes. And then at that point, I'll turn it off. And that means when I call them in from the pool in a moment, my mum's visiting, so she's got her youngest 2 grandchildren in the pool with her. It will actually be a nice temperature for them to just eat, which is very important. So there we go. And obviously just leaving it simmering, we'll let it thicken slightly. That is pleasant. And I keep some spoons here just so that I can actually see where we're at on seasoning as well. Actually, it tastes really nice. It's definitely got too many bits in store for my son, so I'll just leave it for now. Let it just, we'll turn it down. It's a little vigorous there. But we will come back and test that in a little while. Not really tasting the chili at the moment either. So I think it will need a bit more chili. Got to be careful there. My daughter does not like it that spicy either. So there you go. Honestly, didn't take long. It was a rough cut, everything. Throw it all in there. Add some stock. Let it just mull together, and it's probably about 20 minutes. And then I've just liquidized it down. And I can spruce that up, as I said, by roasting the red peppers first. Fresh chili, definitely so much nicer. But I always have dried chili in, so you can do this any time of year. And I have fresh basil in the garden, so the chances are I will serve it with a little bit of that on top. And it does taste really nice.